So let's finish off, Lana. I don't see how this man at some point is not going to be the president of the United States. Pete Buttigieg is on fucking fire every time he opens his mouth when he talks to literally anybody about anything. He was on Fox News the other day and once again puts on another just absolute masterclass on how to handle these people who are going to try to run over his words, who are going to try to trip him up with what they're saying. He's not having it. And this is how you fucking do it.
Border crossings are down in the wake of President Biden's executive actions that he took after Congress failed to act.
So he could have taken action.
He wanted Congress to resolve that because that would have been more durable. But when Trump came in, talked Republicans out of their own bipartisan project because he didn't want the issue to get better. Remember, the worse things are at the border, the better things get for Donald Trump. So he has a vested interest in it remaining chaotic down there. I think this also helps to explain why he didn't exactly conclusively solve it when it was his turn. But I saw something else really important happening at the Republican National Convention on the border and the talk about immigration, which we all recognize is a problem, which is they tried to paint this narrative that if you live somewhere far from the border and immigration hasn't affected you personally, you need to think that immigration is a driver of crime. That was the real message. Immigration leads to crime.
Well, there are blue state governors and mayors who say every state is a border state now. That's Democrats.
Yeah, and now they're saying, but what the false message of the RNC was that this is leading to an increase in crime.
Well,
and I think it's really important that we talk about crime.
Have been very high profile about people.
Of course,
had they not been in this country
cases,
illegally,
but this is my
people
point,
would still
right?
be alive.
Trying to make people think that crime is up when crime is down under Joe Biden and crime was up under Donald Trump. Now, I don't know how often that gets reported on this network. So if you're watching this at home, do yourself a favor and look up the data.
Well, we invite that.
Great. So if you look this up at home, you will know that crime went down under Biden and crime went up under Trump, and I think the violent crime, for sure. So I think the really important thing to ask is, why would America want to go back to the higher crime that we experienced under Donald Trump?
That is perfect, because first of all, that's the kind of shit that Fox News would say about Joe Biden. The only difference is that what he was saying was absolutely true. And yes, that's what Fox News does. They will, and others like them, they will amplify the stories about the immigrants that come over and make it look like, everybody is just coming out. The same thing they'll do with Black Lives Matter. They're going to make you think that Black Lives Matter is marching down your street and going to blast through your doors and kill you at some point. That's what they have done. And they have scared the shit out of people like Common Sense 101 and some of the other people that we've had on here. But, that's what they do. And Pete was not fucking having it. And that, again, I've used this term a few times tonight. That's not a one-off. Pete does that every single time he's talking to somebody. It is smooth. It's intelligent. It is true. It is right. And that dude cannot be rattled.
Yep.